And welcome to a new episode of Physical Media Format here on the Movie Dawgs channel. I want to give you a big shout out again. Thanks everybody for watching. If you hadn't yet, please subscribe. Hit that thumbs up, folks. Support this channel in any way, shape, or form that you possibly can. That helps out a lot. And also, again, hadn't subscribed, do so. That really helps out the channel a whole lot. Alright, folks. Well, I'm going to get right on into it. By the time this video is aired, I believe, I'm doing it right now here in February. Coming to America 2 should be out on Amazon. It's a sequel to one of Eddie Murphy's classic films 30 years ago. I'll probably be doing a review on it on the Movie Dawgs show, so bear with me. So I don't know exactly when that movie comes out. I know it comes out next month in March, and I don't know all the way when the movie will be, what date it is, or when this one will come out. So bear with me if you're watching this, and if it already has come out and I already got that video up, hey, check it out, folks. Alright, folks. Well, as you can see here, we've got Beverly Hills Cop, the trilogy, which eventually will probably be turning into a quadrilogy. Those who are, fans of this, 48 Hours, did make Eddie Murphy a star, but this solidified it here in the 80s with the release of the original Beverly Hills Cop, which was directed by Martin Brest. Beverly Hills Cop 2, which even was a bigger film. It was the highest grossing film of its time when it came out of that year. That was directed by the late Tony Scott. Both Martin Brest and Tony Scott sadly have passed away. And of course, Beverly Hills Cop 3, which was actually the first R-rated movie I got to see by myself. I was 17 and I finally got to go see it, and it was directed by John Landis. That was the third or fourth collaboration between Eddie Murphy and John Landis. Sadly that didn't work out when it came to that movie. But another discussion for another time. I will discuss that on the Movie Dawgs show. Right now we're going to be going into the VHS archive, and we're going to take a look of here in these wonderful films. Minus that. Anyway. But anyway, you can see the 1984 knockout, drag-out hit of that year. Of course, Ghostbusters came out that same year, and it was the highest grossing film. But Beverly Hills Cop did compete with that title, too, and one of the best films that came out that year. I said, if you look on the special features on the DVDs or the Blu-rays about the making of this film, there was a lot of creative input on this. Sylvester Stallone was supposed to be in this film, and eventually all the work that he put into what would be his vehicle turned into Cobra. So check that out too. That's not a bad movie either. But anyway, here's Eddie Murphy sitting on a Mercedes-Benz, and of course, the poster's a little different. It's got a back. The background is black, and actually looks a lot better than the VHS cover. Because, this one makes it look more photoshopped, but, excuse me. Anyway, we'll go ahead and take a look at the side. Of course, the fonts of Beverly Hills Cop. And, of course, back then, it was Paramount Home Video. The old video right there. Of course, Paramount has back then, the old standard fonts of all the information on top of their VHS boxes. Okay, there's legendary comedian Eddie Murphy, hot off from leaving Saturday Night Live, the 4 seasons that he was on that show. And of course, he while he was on Saturday Night Live, did 48 Hours with Nick Nolte, and that was a runaway hit. Start of the buddy cop genre. And of course, this right here was also the start of the lone wolf, smart-ass cop genre that followed Beverly Hills Cop. Anyway, you can see that it was one of the top 10 box office hits of in history at that time. Of course, Harold Furhmeyer did the theme song. He did the music for the movie too, but he also did the theme song, which was called Axel F, which was the song that everybody knows Beverly Hills Cop for, you know. But also it starred Judge Reinhold. It was produced by Don Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer, you know, has made every movie for the last 40 years. You know, blockbuster action films. You'll know his work. You know, Armageddon, Bad Boys, you know, Top Gun, and you know, just so many movies. The Pirates of the Caribbean movies, and it's rumored that he'll be, you know, since he's gone back to Paramount after leaving Disney a couple years ago, one of the things that he wanted to do was make another cop film. Sadly, he didn't produce Beverly Hills Cop 3, which is why I think it suffered. But anyway, you know, you had Judge Reinhold here in the picture, along with Eddie Murphy, and I cannot remember the name of the actress that's in there. She had, at that time, had played on a lot of stuff. Very beautiful, by the way. Just don't remember. Okay. Anyway, you know, this is also like, you know, when it came to Porky's, Beverly Hills Cop was the rite of passage, you know, for a lot of kids, you know, to sneak away when it came out on cable and, you know, to watch, because, you know, it was Eddie Murphy, and Eddie Murphy was known to be what back then called a dirty comedian, like Red Fox and Richard Pryor before him. Anyway, there's the old standard Paramount home video sticker, that purple grayish haze with the kind of purplish bluish tint to the lettering and the fonts and the logos. You see that it was always a vertical, and then they eventually changed it in the late 80s to accommodate the horizontal look. Of course, here's the side. Of course, you'll see what the stickers changed into when I get to the third film. Anyway, there's Beverly Hills Cop 2, which I love that poster, and the soundtrack. The soundtrack for the first two were absolutely amazing. You had the Pointer Sisters, you had Glenn Frey, and oh god, I'm forgetting some. I think Patti LaBelle. I mean, you had a lot of great people on the first soundtrack, and the second one was just as great and everything. You had Bob Seger doing the theme song "Shakedown" for the movie, and then of course you had George Michaels. You had, I think, Janet Jackson. You had a few other great. You know, the soundtrack was great. You know, the third one sucked. Was no notable songs on that soundtrack. Anyway, let's get into the second one. Of course, you see Eddie Murphy wearing the what would become his trademark jacket from the Detroit Lions, since his character of Axel Foley comes from Detroit, and leaning up against the Beverly Hills entrance sign. You would enter the Beverly Hills area in California. I've never been there, but of course, you know, now it's got Eddie Murphy's name more prominent above the title of Beverly Hills Cop 2. And then, of course, you know, this was, when it came out, was the 75th anniversary of Paramount. Of course, all the VHSs would come out with that logo. You know, the same as, well, not so much the same right here, because they got the, they actually made this a sticker, because they didn't put the UPC anywhere on there in the back, that they made a sticker. I guess they forgot. I don't know, but as you can see a little better right there. And of course, you know, the standard top of the box. When it came to all the year, the time, and you know, all the other stuff. Of course, here's the back. Of course, you got Eddie Murphy with his crew, Judge Reinhold and John Astin, who reprised their respective roles that complemented Eddie Murphy's Axel Foley. The one girl, she didn't return. Still can't remember. I'm sorry, I'm throwing a blank on her name. But anyway, it was directed by, this time, Tony Scott. They made this a little more action-oriented than comedy, even though it blended well, just like in the first film. You know, this, you know, it was shot differently, but it still had that same feeling. And I really enjoyed this film. Again, this is you know, Tony Scott, who directed Top Gun, which was another Jerry Bruckheimer production, and a big film back in that back just a year prior to Beverly Hills Cop's release. You know, so Tony Scott was on a roll, but sadly he's no longer with us. He is the younger brother to Ridley Scott, who directed, of course, Aliens and Gladiator. But anyway, we'll take it out of the case real quick, and you can see it's the same standard. It's a little more. You can see a little less clustered. since they've just calling it Paramount. They're no longer call it Paramount Home Video by this time. And of course, just, you know, the traditional stickers that was very, you can tell distinctly between, you know, what was Paramount and what was Columbia Pictures and what was 20th Century Fox back in the day when it came to a lot of their sticker logos. Anyway, let's real quickly get into Beverly Hills Cop 3. As I said, first R-rated movie I got to go see by myself because I turned 17 and I was starting to show my manhood, and I was, you know, drove myself, went to go see, paid my own money, and yeah. A lot of people called this Beverly Hills flop when it came out, you know, but I said I'm going to get into a more in-depth conversation about mostly, you know, the third film. But anyway, I said they had changed a little bit of their styles back in the day. The poster was more different. Was much different when the movie poster had Eddie Murphy actually standing what looked like a red roller coaster rail, and him kind of just standing there holding his gun posed. But this one right here was just, you know, blah. Never really liked it. I actually had this poster hanging on my wall too, because I, you know, knew somebody from a video store that would give me the free posters. But, you know, the tagline for this was, "He's in for the ride of his life." Movie was far from that. But anyway, look here on the sides. You know, a little bit different. This time by then, Paramount was the Gulf and Western logo, I think, had turned into Paramount Communications. They were in between that, and they were, you know, they didn't have nothing on there. Anyway, you have Eddie Murphy's image here on the side. Things were pretty much the same here on the top, even though the lettering of the title of the film was a little bit smaller. But anyway, look at the back, a lot different than what the traditional ones were back in the day. See, Judge Reinhold returned, Eddie Murphy, Bronson Pinchot came in for an appearance. You know, it was mostly in an amusement park. You can see here the previous films right here, you know, being letting people remind, hey, there's other films. This film may suck, but, you know, this film's right, you know, right here. You know, of course, you know, you can see that the difference right there. You know, they had a blue cover edition of when they re-released Beverly Hills Cop 1 out for the release of the VHS release for this film. We'll go ahead, you know, they were still kind of doing the top thing. I guess they were experimenting a little bit, and they had this sticker logo right here, you know, where it would show the fonts of the title of the film, and, you know, all the little happy little stuff. Ellis, whoever you are, I have your VHS copy. Anyway, you have the here on the side. You can see here it just says Paramount, nothing else. The logo, and of course, you know, this used to be a Blockbuster video. Hey, remember those? Anyway, just wanted to give you a quick shout out to those who are the fans of Beverly Hills Cop. Hopefully they can get that fourth one moving, and hopefully that since Eddie Murphy's got a deal with Netflix, and they said that they're going to be making it and debuting it on Netflix. So who knows, folks? Again, don't forget to like that video, hit that thumbs up, hit the notifications. If you hadn't subscribed yet, please, 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 by all means, do so. Helps out a lot, folks. Anyway, folks, that's it for Physical Media Format Season 2 of this episode. I want to thank you again for watching, folks, and I want to give a shout out to Ken Atkins, who was nice enough to give me these videos. That's where I got them, all three of them, in one big load. So, anyway, folks, I want to again thank you. This has been Physical Media Format here on the Movie Dawgs. Thanks for watching, and please keep on watching.